better and better in the future.
And what do you think the rest of the world expect from China? What do they think China should do to join in the space exploration together?
It's asking a lot of me to ask me to speak for the world.
For example, America.
I think what we would like to see, and what people like me would like to see, is first of all, exchange of instruments to fly on each other's spacecraft. Second, a joint planning of mission series so as to minimize overlap and duplication and to maximize the breadth of coverage of the scientific issues involved. These are relatively painless things to do. They don't involve any great compromise of national security or proprietary technology, and they do serve as a means of getting more information for fewer dollars or fewer RMB.
And actually, the United States is short of credit and money at the moment. That's why there's debate about cutting the NASA budget. So NASA is considering cooperating with others so that they can do more things with less money.
That is certainly true. Yes, for big programs.
And what are the priorities for the whole world space industry and space scientists looking at? What is the next step for human being? What is the most possible thing we can do?
I frankly
in a decade, for example.
I frankly expect that the cost of access to space is going to go down dramatically in the next few years. And as a result, there will be many new players in space. Initially,
it still costs tens of millions of dollars to send an average person up in space. A lot of people have tried that.
National space endeavors do not begin with sending men into space. They begin with scientific research. They begin with practical application satellites, weather communication, navigation, and so on. And we've seen many examples where university research groups, undergraduates at universities, have built payloads that have been flown into space. Tsinghua University flew one on at least one on Soviet boosters. There's the idea that this could be opened up to universities and research institutions all over the world, where it does not cost huge amounts of money to launch a small payload. I think that idea is fresh, it is ripe, it is demonstrably possible, and I expect it will happen.
And also, there are a lot of commercial companies have been coming on board. They are planning to send stuff or even humans into space. What do you think of the prospect of commercial companies joining in space exploration? Roger?
That's a very tricky question. I think if you ask me my opinion about the future of the exploration of the moon, I think you have to take into account the willingness of the normal human beings to go and spend a few days on the moon and go back to Earth. Colonization of the moon.
That sounds appealing prospect to all of us.
It's fiction, but I think, and this can only be done by private enterprise. And there exist several initiatives in the States, in Europe, certainly in other places of the world, where people decide that they will build rockets and try to launch ballistic flights first, and then suborbital, and then orbital, and then maybe to the moon. The Russians themselves had planned to send people to the space station and then offer a trip around the moon for a few extra $1 million on top of that they had to pay to go to the space station.
We have to leave it there. Thank you, gentlemen, for your perspective. We have wonderful discussions about China's lunar probe, where Chang'e-2 is on its way to our nearest neighbor in the universe, that is the moon. And this is just one step for China's lunar mission and space program. By setting our eyes on the cosmos, the Chinese are now joining other nations in pushing the boundary of human knowledge and experience. The journey is not an end, but a beginning for all of us. But we have come to the end of our special broadcast, Journey to the Moon. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. Thank you.
出专机，厦门发射目标。推进管路排气水发出。移民导弹正常。厦门跟踪正常，调整机号正常。北京飞行正常。
在此，我的嫦娥2号卫星准确进入预定轨道，此次发射获得圆满成功。
China's shooting for the moon. With its second lunar probe, our reporters go into the core systems to see how and talk to designers and staff to find out why. On-the-spot analysis of the Chang'e-2. Watch Journey to the Moon only on CCTV News.